Hey, what do you know? I forgot. Let me turn that off. There we go. Okay. Oh, snap. La Luna. And it's a good shot. It's a great shot. It's a butacious shot. Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can catch her. Hold on. I got to catch her. Oh, look at that. Right there. La Luna. Look at how she shines right there, looking like the evening sun amongst the trees. That right there is what I call good quality visual. I wish I could zoom in on that, but you know what? I don't want to because I like to keep the mystique, the mystere. That is La Luna, and La Luna deserves that love. La Luna is something to praise. La Luna keeps the pull, keeps us hot upon our days, keeps the gravitational going and the flowing on the oceans, and making sure that we are knowing and still condoning those emotions. Yeah, I'm speaking. Got my headphones on now. I don't like being on camera because for me, being on camera is just weird. Because I used to be on here kind of being where I'm supposed to be at the time, but none of it's ever to make sense. I'm just here when I'm here, you know? And since I'm not really known to be a person that's there to be observant or deserving of all that, I'm just glad I got a shot here with La Luna because La Luna is the most significant and important of it all. And also, I did it like this so that nobody really knows when I'm on and when I'm off. Because I don't care about views, engagement, and watch hours. If I worried about that stuff, I'd be screwed. Because I don't do nothing that anybody prefers. But see La Luna right there? La Luna looks beautiful. Clouds with the trees. Everything just puts my mind at complete ease. It's like just something wonderful about it, you know? Do I still got the song on? Oh, no, I made sure to turn it off. Nobody was really on that I watched, so I decided to be on. I'm gonna start doing that a bit more. Screw it. Everybody knows I don't really care one way or the other, so I'm just gonna be on here whenever I feel like it. Just like that song. I don't care. Ah, I gotta figure out how to parse this, spread this out a little bit, so that I can get everybody included and involved when I feel like it, you know. But it's not gonna be straightforward because I'm all over the place. I'm always all over the place. Got too much on my brain, like 20 many times, man. Just everything just going up. How you doing, Bianco? Is it Bianco or Bianco? Or is it Bianco? Or is it Bianco? I'm trying to say it properly. I'm very bad at pronunciation. I don't like to mess up people's names because I think a name is important. A name is your identity. Plus, depending on what location you're on, there's different inflections in every letter. But I'm just enjoying the coolness of the night, and La Luna is looking bright. Everything feels tight. Makes me happy inside. Makes me feel like I'm on a level where I'm not sitting here like a devil, just feeling like I can pull a treble to make the bass go to a level. You know what I'm saying? It just means that I'm not trying to be this other guy, not trying to be something that's deceitful, where I feel like I'm like solidified and falsified. But then again, I got the pride of wondering why I keep on going on. This is why I stay high. By high, I mean good. No pharmaceutical distribution needed. I will say be careful with the emojis. For some reason, my bot on here likes to take people off if they use too many, if they're not protected with moderation. I don't know why. Like, I personally don't time anybody out. I only time people out if they are rude or disrespectful to other people in here. If they are not, then I don't time people out. Paranoid android, alien, asteroids. Wondering where I'm at when I'm sitting there kind of. Those videos on here and stuff because I'm a fan of food. If I see food, I'm crazy about it. And I'm keeping this just a tad busier than I usually do. Normally, I don't keep it very busy here. Hold on a second. Let me help you out. Uh, Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I know I'm live right now. Stop that. I don't know if I did it right. Let me see here. Oh, there it is. All right, I took off the symbol stuff, so it should be better. If it's not good, then I'm not gonna continue with it. Cause I don't be trying to time nobody out. That's just my bot. I guess it keeps it from being excessive. I don't really know personally. Wow, half hour. Yeah, pretty rare I do that. But I get out of that way. Let it sit up here. Let it stew. Hard part is cutting off all the emojis so that people can keep using them because this thing likes to time everything out. I might change it later. I don't really know. It all really depends. For now, I'm a mute. Anyways, on this late evening, I don't. Yeah, I get it. It's too big of a file. I don't have 200 megabyte files for this. They're not dead. I swear they're alive. Lions, tigers, bears. Oh my. Since I met a gang of bucks, no, I ain't been hanging much, walking on the streets, just doing what I'm doing. I don't really care if people think it sounds tough. Why? Anyways, I'm not looking for likes. I'm just trying to be able to be on here long enough because my anxiety kicks in way too fast. So I'm learning. But I got the moon right there, and I got the light right there, which looks like the moon, but it's not the moon. That's just a power line. Pow! What up, BC? How you doing? You back home, or are you still out and about on your sabbatical with your significant other? Mm. Ah, that's better. Oh, blah blah blah, bitty blue blah. I'm just trying to get this to like an hour because I never do an hour of these. So that's just weird to me, especially when I'm not doing my video gaming. But I found a new way to do that too. I'm gonna test that out later. I'm gonna see if that works to my advantage. If it can be advantageous to me. I'm not quite sure if it is quite the thing that will go, but hopefully it will. One can only hope, yeah. Uh, 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 This is it. What? Lucchini got it up the sky. I can't quit. What? Now pop the cork and let it fly. Let get what? I love the classics. Can I last for 13 more minutes? I'm just not good at this. Maybe that's what I should title these. Like I say, trying to stay here for an hour, trying to stay here for an hour and a half. Yeah, that'll work. Let's see. There, now they make sense. Because it's like I have a goal now. Because before I didn't have a goal. My goal before was just to stream past 5 minutes. So now anytime you see that, it's going to mean that I'm going to try to do 1 hour of streaming. Why not think of that before? Would have been brilliant. It is tricky, you know. But look at that shot. Oh, Luna's been looking just magnanimous. It's teasing me. But I got to be on here for 1 hour. Man, I gotta pay attention to what I am doing. But 187 was my reply. Ah, SEM backpack. I don't even stop that. I don't even bother what they're saying, where the pop's at. Wait, I'm just saying anything that I want to say on any part of this kind of thing. And I'm not bothering with no delay because I'm delaying. I'm going up into this popping seat. I don't even care about nobody else's philosophy. All right, people, I got 7 more minutes. Can I make it? Can I go an actual hour live streaming? That is a weird task for me because I'm not into it. Uh, Dude, Top G, what up, sir? How you been? Want to pop up? Yeah, man, I'm all well. I'm just chilling. Honestly, obviously, I'm just chilling out, being as legit as I can as I think of all this stuff. As I'm trying to be an average man, but then again, psychologically damaging all this planet. But I can't even bother with all that stuff because I keep it Icelandic. That means that I keep it cold. That sometimes I just let them know, even though the Greenland is the spot supposedly where they're going to keep it drop the temperatures. I don't even understand the fixtures. I'm not even a minister, but I administer any type of pain that goes on. I don't even care about nobody else. So But otherwise, I'm just chilling. I just set a goal for myself to stream for at least 1 hour. Because normally, I don't be streaming that long. 10, 20 minutes unless somebody gets me caught up in riveted conversation. But I figure this thing nowadays, I'm going to try to do it to where I'm going to stream. Yeah. Right now, I just have like an hour goal. And then I'll start to like do it up to like 2 hours and stuff. A time stream, if you will. But it's always good to see you, Top. I'm just kicking it. But you been all right? Okay. Nah, do that. Gotta roll up a bit of Zaza. Just to take away all the strange and bring out that high. So you're not tripping just a bit. So you can take down all of your meanness and just sit, chill. And that's just for real. Smoke a little bit of that easier than pills. Cause they're there. You're gonna keep on effect. And best part of that, there ain't no side effects. A rally? Psh, I don't do rallies. I don't care who it is. A rally just feels like you need me to be there and you got to sell me something. And I'm like, I don't go to rallies. I prefer concerts. Don't get it twisted. I'm very patriotic. I'm just a different type of patriot. That's all I'm saying. Like on here, I don't care what you believe in. That's your deal. I think it's called moral relativism, and it's like religious relativism, and I think I'm political relativism. In other words, I could accept everybody. Just don't make me mad. And I ain't gonna begrudge anybody else's views, regardless of how I feel about their views. Cause I'm like, whatever, it's all relative. Most people clown on it now, but I don't know. I have a pretty good live and let live policy. How did Patrice O'Neill put it? Hate me all you want, just don't hit me or rob me. It's cool to differ your views and all that, and even be passionate about it. But I'm like, just don't touch me. Also, don't screw with my life. No one ever said we got to agree, but I still got to help you get out of the fire. I will say this though. I get tired of people saying "Make America Great Again" as if it's a new slogan. I'm like, they used that slogan in the '80s. There's pins you can find. I think it was with the either the Reagan or the Bush administration, one of the two, where that was the tagline of "To Make America Great Again." Yeah, Roman. No, you know what? No, I can actually. You know what? As much as I'm cool with that. It's like I love the fact that Tamatonga and they made him out to be like a Puerto Rican or something. He was also named Micah. They called him Micah for a while. When he was in a TNA, he was called Micah. But I do remember that. Like, I remember seeing him. And, like, you know, Tama Tonga, that's his brother. Exactly. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. That's the only thing I say about MAGA. I'm like, that's not new. That's it. I remember that. I've seen the buttons way before they abbreviated it. But, you know, when you make an acronym, that's when it's hotness again. I'm like, nothing ever changes. Even the style of clothes. Bell bottoms were gone in the 70s. No, bell bottoms were hot in the 70s, gone in the 80s, came back in the 90s. And that's all I say about it. I don't care about the beliefs, the ideals, or none of that. I'm not here to dive into it. I'm just talking about, I remember hearing that slogan. I remember seeing those buttons, like way back before I was even in my double digits. Which is weird because I wasn't even born in the 70s. Doesn't make me less old, though. I'm very old, and I'm proud of that. Older I get, the less I got to do. Now, what was the other thing that was but yeah, no, I totally remember, you know, Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga, they're the sons of Haku, one of the baddest wrestlers to ever exist. I got to be careful because I don't want them to think this is one of them wrestler streams that I talk on, even though I think about wrestlers a lot and all that. But I really just go by whatever my network feeds me. That's why a lot of my channel stuff, when you see my shorts, they don't make any sense and they're not consistent and cohesive because I get all kinds of random stuff fed to me. And I'm just like, whatever, I'll comment on it. Oh, snap, I made it to an hour. Nah, Top, I was wondering where you been at. You know, I ain't even seen you over on Leon's channel. I be seeing, I always go check out Leon, you know. He pops through, checks out the shorts, yeah, and all that good stuff. Yeah, nah, Susanna's always cool. Susanna's just like, she live right now too. She always cool, very supportive, very nice person. Yep, Uncle Leon. Every time I go on his, I use my translator to like tell him whatever message I got so it'll translate in Japanese. I don't know the first thing about using proper characters for anybody's language, so I don't even try. Plus, my accent's atrocious. But that's okay. What they say, how I roll when I go out of control. I'm just gonna make sure that I'm taking these souls, and I don't mean that I'm taking them any part of a bounty, because honestly, I'm not the kind of person there for accounting, and I'm not here to be wondering where I'm taking them. I'm just here to be listening. I'm not worried about no clout. If I'm worried about the clout, then I'll do what I need to do to be up in this kind of bitch. But I'm not gonna be pursuing none of that kind of stuff because it's never part of me though, and it's never quite enough to even deal with these fools that flow. Honestly, I'm just gonna be who I am at the end, and though, and I'm just gonna keep on just rolling like everybody on. So with the Zaza and my Paka, just wondering if I rock it, and everybody that's coming up with the stopper. Oh, well, glad your mom's is doing better. Hey, I ain't caught up in life. That happens. You know, Easy been caught up in life. Fish, you know, well, Fish be on. You know, Fish be chilling. Like everybody caught up in life. Like I'm worried about. I'm working on mine. I ain't doing much. Just trying to make it better. But you know, it's funny. I made it to an hour. That's why this stream I changed the name to "Trying for an Hour" because I'm like, I tried to be on here for one straight hour. I can talk my butt off, but it's easier when I got somebody here. And I did it. Yep, yep. The gang, they always good. They always good. I know you kept up on the Kendrick versus Drake thing that popped off. I was looking for you too, because I'm like, I figured he'd come in here and talk about it. But my problem is that as unbiased as I wanted to be, I was never a Drake fan, like ever. Because I remember watching him on Degrassi with my daughter, watch it with my homies. And it was just funny because all I can, and it ain't even like I'm trying to put him in that corner, but it was like, I remember him rapping on that show. I remember the first mixtape rap that he did. And I was like, hey, good for him, but it just wasn't my cup of tea. You would think an hour goes by fast. It's different when you're on the chopping block, especially me being a 20-minute man. I mean, but yeah, no, an hour can go by pretty quick too, depending on what you're doing. But yeah, that's all I'll say about the Drake Kendrick thing. It's like I was never really a Drake fan to begin with. I'm not a lady and I'm not an adolescent. I'm way, so it's like I didn't see it. So like all the catchy songs with the beats, I'm like, I don't care. It's not my style. I listen to lyrics because I was always a lyricist. You can't tell from my off the dome freestyles, but I do rap. I used to anyway. But I'll never put on here rapper chatting or something like that. Like a lot of people will put like rapper reacts to or rapper wants to discuss this. I don't do that. Not my job to. Yeah, most Drake fans oversell the guy. That's not fair either way. As much as I would like to sit up there and be like, psh, it's like every time I've ever looked up Drake, Drake, Drakey Drake, like every time, I've always heard that. Mostly from kids. They'll tell me Drake's the greatest. Even in my movie Ninja Turtles, like everybody's like Drake's the greatest. So I've always heard that. My problem is that I don't see it. I never prayed on his downfall. I didn't care about the guy. But I also applaud anybody that makes it. I don't care. Like people talk about ghostwriters and all that, and I'm just like, you know what? The lyricist in me will say that having ghostwriters kills your credibility as an MC. But if you can deliver those bars, cool. But I never found any bars in this stuff. That's me. Yeah, 50 wrote all of his stuff. Like I was a Common fan. I love me some Common. Love me some West Side Connection because, grew up in the West Coast. But I just love music because I've been everywhere. Although I never like saying goat anymore, but that's for the religious folks because, goat, satanic, demon stuff, and all that. I'm like, whatever. So I'd be like, I hear beast, best ever at slaying tracks. I like that. Beast. Doesn't help either, but different structure, different folks. But also, I was never in a war with anybody's fandom. Like when I was a kid, I did that stuff because I was a kid. So that's why I don't really put myself into this battle, or I ever put myself into those battles because I'm not part of anybody's fandom. Because one thing I learned about fandoms is that it's glazers accusing glazers of glazing. And that's always been weird to me. I mean, if they both do that, like both fans do it, it's crazy. Both fandoms do that. So I'm not gonna sit up here and say which one's better or which one's worse. It just doesn't matter because it's not my generation. I'm already far removed. I ain't knocking on J. Cole. I can't. Ain't nothing wrong with J. Cole. Some people ain't got it in them to do all that stuff. Plus, J. Cole and him always been friends. But please, anytime, like I see people always say, Kendrick Breeze, give him a Grammy. And I'm like, yeah, y'all hating on Kendrick. Or they say, he doesn't release enough music. He doesn't have to. Whenever he releases something, it's an impact. Plus, I don't dance in the club, so I don't care. Like, people that was praying, like, Kendrick fans ain't the first to pray on Drake's downfall. Let's be real. People been wanting him to fall. Let's not act like he was universally loved. But also, I will tell you this, though. When it comes to New York, I gotta always look with a side eye because in New York, Top, that New York people don't really boogie with nobody. I'm surprised they even accepted the DOC. See, that's what I'm saying. Like New Yorkers don't really give anybody a chance except for other New Yorkers. And they get mad when other people from other places get up. I remember the Source Awards when Outkast won for best rap group and everybody tried to boo them. And I'm like, what? That was from their Southern Playlistic Cadillac music album, which, mind you, was a bop. Yeah. Nah, I haven't dropped a track in years. I wish I could, but I never had the advantages of other folks. You're gonna have to take a walk with me. But I never had the advantages of other folks. Like people had money and stuff. I spent most of my life homeless and broke. Like even when I was in the band, and then I had a job, and I spent all the money that I could helping that progress, and well, that didn't work out. But whatever, I'm not gonna be mad about it. It's just funny because I'm an old man, but I did always have this thing where I wasn't like. I'll be real with you. I know this is sacrilege to say it to a New Yorker, but I was never a Biggie fan. I don't hate on him. I didn't dig him. My tastes were weird. But funny thing about Biggie, like the thing that I didn't realize was that there was this rapper named Shadowcast. Before that, he was called Biggie Smalls. That's Biggie Smalls couldn't call himself Biggie Smalls for a while because of illegal living. New York rap, West Coast and Midwest rappers. But at the end of the day, I'm worldwide lover. I love all music for. Oh well, Big Pun is Big Pun. That dude's a beast. I still love when he said, "Dead in the middle, a little, little did we know that we riddled two middlemen who didn't do diddly." That's a hard set of bars. And the reason why I like Big Pun is because you could tell he loves Cool G rap. I always wonder what would have been like if Big L was still around. The man who said, "So ahead of my time that my parents haven't met yet." It's one of the best bars of all time. Like you can't top that. That's such a hard bar. Heck, even Jay-Z took from Big L the heart and bubblegum line. See, that's what I appreciate a lyricist. Like nowadays, people appreciate a beat. Like I heard that "Can't Stop, Won't Stop" song from what is it, King Combs, featuring Kodak Black, and I was just like, okay. All I could think was, you know, I know that from Lil Kim, which was a great song. "Crush on You" is awesome, right? Biggie Smalls, Big Pun, Big L. And the original overweight lover, Heavy D. The original dude that was rapping for the original big guy that was rapping for the ladies. Foster. What up, Foster? What you doing here? I ain't seen you in forever, and you know I'm not interested. I'm surprised I'm still online, actually. Yeah, he wants a hell yeah. Otherwise, he'll stuff a mud hole in your ass and then walk across it. That's the extent of my stone coldery. Y'all know I don't do that. Foster, I'm just killing it. Chilling under La Luna. Right now, I'm taking a walk. I was supposed to end this stream, but then Top came in. We started chopping it up about music and wrestling. You know how that go. Because as much as I miss the Tribal Chief, I'm enjoying the fact that Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa are there. Now, I'm hoping that they bring in Jacob Fatu, but he's got he's got a felony, I think. Because he did real time. That dude's a gangster. But also, Top, you know better. You can't be on the social media with anything because social media, they'll distort everything. Like, look at all this chaos and violence I'm surrounded by where it's not safe to be outside. Where they're always saying, come outside. When I'm like, I spend all my time outside because otherwise it's loud in the crib I stay at and I don't really live there. So, I don't be wanting to hear all that. Oh, yeah, Haku is always proud. He loves his sons. But I've always liked Tama Tonga. I liked his swag. Tonga Loa, one of his best matches was a tag team match with his brother. They did this match at New Japan Wrestle Kingdom a few years ago. But it was just funny because every time Tama Tonga was talking, he was just cussing people out. Like you could hear him clearly cursing. Although my favorite wrestler in New Japan at the time was the Tokyo Pimp. I wish I could say it was for his skills, but no, it wasn't. Because I used to watch all the Wrestle Kingdoms when they come on. I won't explain how, but I got them. That's all you need to know. Heck, and people forget that Tama Tonga was part of the OG Bullet Club, the very first Bullet Club, when it was him, Machine Gun Carl Anderson, Bad Luck Fale, and Prince Devitt. Y'all know him now as Finn Balor. And Finn Balor's the one that started he's the one that started Bullet Club. Yep, the Tokyo Pimp. That dude was awesome. But not for his wrestling. Not that he was a bad wrestler, but let's face it. Also, actually, my favorite crew, even though they're not together no more in New Japan, is Suzuki Gun. Suzuki Gun Ichiban. It had my boy Taka Michinoku in there. And Tai Chi. I was a big fan of Miho Abe. But it wasn't aesthetically. I just thought her character was cool. Like, she played the fan so well. Hey, Village Food, how's it going? Interesting. Hey, what's all these people doing here? I was supposed to be gone already. I've been on here for an hour and a half. What the hell's wrong with me? Why is my voice talking like that? Sorry. That's my shocked voice. My astonished voice is like, I can't believe this. And it's just weird. Oh, yeah, no. Oh, the lone wolf character? Well, I think that AJ Styles is a prime example of why you shouldn't have let him go. You shouldn't have let AJ Styles go in the first place. They didn't see any value in the guy, even though he'd been top tier since day one. And I don't care how old he gets. He still manages to put on a good performance. Yeah. Sorry. Every time I go walk in and pause my stream or something, or like turn off my camera and all that, whenever you see the camera off and you see the mic off, that means that I'm doing something. Ergo, the phone is in my back pocket. I don't put people on stream that don't need to be. I do hate his new theme music. Like, at least When he was in TNA, they had that good. Although his original ROH theme song was my favorite. It's called Demigods. That song is it's so good. Also, his Bullet Club theme was dope too. A lot of curse on there, but it was blank your dreams, blank your life. And don't get it twisted, I curse a lot. I just don't do it on stream very often. I try to save up my curse words. Unfortunately, nobody's going to type anything hard enough for me to curse. Yeah, the song is called Demigods. But his ROH theme with there was just, yeah. They don't want none was fire. I'm really enjoying Lexis King right now, too. What I'm hoping is that slowly but surely, he becomes like his dad, even though he was trying to fight it. If you don't know, Lexis King, that's the son of Flying Brian Pillman, or the loose cannon Brian Pillman. He looks just like his father. Sorry that I yelled that. I also think it's funny that Trick Williams has the hustle and flow thing going for him. Everybody chanting, whoop that trick, get him, whoop that trick, get him. Oh, like I remember that song. I remember that movie. Like I said, y'all coming out walking. It's kind of hot out here right now. Like very hot. Hold on a second. Yeah, doing 1 hour is trippy. But I did it. Before it was just like, I'll stay on here for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Usually if I just want to get a point across. But I never have a point, so, you know. Random content. Yep, the Pillmans. Well, you know, ain't nothing wrong with that. Like, I remember LA Knight because, you know, in Vegas, he was Sean Ricker. When I was out there, he was wrestling Future Stars of Wrestling, or FSW as they call it out there. That's also where Karrion Kross came from. We knew him as Kevin Kross. Dude always cut an amazing promo if they let him just go with it. This is even before he was with Scarlett, like, truth be told. But, like, I remember Sean Ricker, and he's always been a good talker. Like, matter of fact, his tag team partner used to be Brian Cage, when Brian Cage was a lot smaller. And I don't know if they, and his manager was Percy Pringle, aka Bill Moody, aka Paul Bearer. Yeah, Trick Williams is on fire as long as he just keeps it. I like that he's not a stereotype wrestler. He just is who he is. That elevated swag just works. And as long as they keep him down there and let him work on his, you know, move set a little bit, you know, give him a chance to get some seasoning, then he can put him up to the main roster. I don't think you should put him up there too fast, even though it's tricky. It's just like the only thing that I get mad about when it comes to R-Truth is that guy is a great wrestler. And he was the first black NWA champion. Dude can wrestle his butt off and can cut a promo. But at his old age, it's better that he does the comedy. But people that are younger won't know that he was a great wrestler. I remember when he was K-Quick. And if anybody that says that, LA Knight copies the Stone Cold and the Rock, I'm like, everybody copies. Even Macho Man's "Oh Yeah" was a copy. Hulk Hogan stole from, Jesse the Body, and he stole from Billy Graham. Point is that, what is it? Steal from one people is stealing. Steal from multiple people is research. I believe that's what they say. But my favorite thing that LA Knight used to do when he was Sean Ricker was when the crowd would do the what chant with him, he would go, huh? They go, what? Huh? What? Huh? What? Huh? They shut up. He's like, exactly. Stop talking while I'm talking, dummies. That was one of my favorite things. Because he would talk and they would go, what? And he go, huh? What? Huh? What? Huh? Exactly. Shut up while I'm talking, dummies. Ron Killings is a current Hall of Famer. He's like 52 years old and he still looks better than everybody. Yep. Ron Simmons was the first WCW champion, not the first NWA world champion. But he was also just good at what he did. I mean, as I even liked him I loved him as K-Quick, because he said like the person that got him into wrestling said he always pictured him going to the ring with a mic in his hand. Plus, even though it's comedy, he does comedy very well. I mean, come on, his Judgment Day stuff was gold. And it was only supposed to be like one or two segments, but you know what? Damian Priest was the one that wanted to keep it going. Damian Priest said, no, let's keep rolling with this. So because of Damian Priest, R-Truth got to do more. Like that's when it started with the whole, here's your cut. And the whole, one of my favorite parts is the Tom and Nick. I love the Tom and Nick instead of Dominic. Plus, from what I understand, like in the locker room, every shoot interview I've ever heard about the guy, no one has anything negative to say. Only thing they got to say negative about him is the same as MVP and the same as Booker T, is that all of them have, done prison time, which means that they will beat you up for real. Don't get it twisted. Yep, Vince loved him. You know what? He talked about that. He said Vince loved him because whatever Vince presented to him, he was able to make it work. Like there was nothing that R-Truth wouldn't do within reason. And like Regal said, and people forget, it's okay to make a fool of yourself. Just make sure that's not all you're known as. That's why William Regal's the man. Say what you want about him, but that dude's a boss. Plus, as silly as R-Truth's character was, the one thing I liked about him was that it was never a stereotypical stupidity or silly. He was his own silliness, and he always cracked up the wrestlers. Closest person to do that I've seen is Sami Zayn, aka El Genetico. Stop playing with me before I turn you to a song. Ooh, bitch, I'm attractive. Don't fuck with you no more. I'm fast and bitch, I'm attractive. I love that song. Jericho needs to sit down for a bit. But you know, that's the reason why I'm sad that the territory days aren't around no more. Because it used to be you didn't have to stop. You just go to a different territory. Like if everything was going crazy in New York, you just go down south because you know everybody had their own TV rights, so you didn't have to see everybody every day. Tristan, I'm okay. You know, I got stresses in my life, things that's trying to mess with my mind, but at the same time, I'm still walking my own patient line. Why am I rhyming? I apologize. But you know, I'm doing what I can, making things happen here and there, helping out people that need it. Because you know, I never really focus on myself. The only thing I want for me is peace and quiet. Then when I step out to go do things, I want to show up, bust down, and then disappear again. Because at the end of the day, I am what I am. A person like you, but I just understand. In my place where I got to be on it. And honestly, I just wanted to be a hermit. Like me, like JD Salinger, living it. I don't understand the danger, but getting it. I just gone ahead and keep on forgiving it. Nobody really understands what I'm living it. Then again, I can just say what I want to be saying, but then my daughter just keep on just coming up and she's just wondering what is just playing. And then I give her a hug and tell her daddy loves her, keeps on moving on. Then I stand above it. I don't care about nobody, nothing. I'm just gonna keep on just running and running. You know, that kind of deal. Why am I rhyming? I need to stop that. I apologize, people. Only nonsense exists here. And I said I was barely gonna talk on this one, but that only lasted 20 whole minutes. I've been on here since then. So technically I've been talking for a straight hour. Mm-hmm. 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 Oh yeah, definitely get him that SmackDown titles. Also, I want them to keep going with Chad Gable. That dude is more than deserving of it. Chad Gable is such a great, phenomenal wrestler. I was still mad about how the Jason Jordan thing panned out. Jason Jordan is still you know, he's a producer now because he, you know, had a neck injury, but he was so good. And you know who I listen to when it comes to talking about wrestling? I love Jim Cornette. Do I agree with everything he's got to say? Hell no. But if I agree with everything you got to say, I usually got to leave you because I feel like I'm in a cult. Don't join a cult. You ain't gotta explain nothing to me, man. If you're washing dishes, you wash some dishes. I hope never. I was never a fan of him. By that I'm talking about Brock Lesnar. I'm like, psh, whatever. Hold on, I gotta check something out here. Oh man, just doing my thing. Don't. Yeah, that's because Jim is the OG. Like or hate him, the dude has a vast field of wrestling knowledge, and every good wrestler has listened to him, and he brought out like most of the big dogs, and nobody that's like in the industry truly has a beef with him, except for standard stuff. And yeah, he might come back for Gunther because that's Gunther's dream match, and don't deprive Gunther of a dream match. Because Gunther, he puts in that work. Gunther is believable. I love that he doesn't do a lot of flashy stuff. He just comes in to beat the crap out of you. And I hope that they do more with Ilya Dragunov because I was following him when he was in WXW, I believe it was, which was the Germany promotion. I told y'all I watch a lot of wrestling. I just don't talk about it on here, but I used to watch an insane amount of wrestling. Even like little indie shows with like 15 people in the crowd I was watching. I already knew Punk was coming back. That was kind of obvious. Top G, you know as well as I do, if this was old school wrestling, Gunther would be a top villain. He would be a top villain. Like in the territory days, he would be the guy that like they'd have in AWA, they'd have in WWF, they'd have down in Mid South, they'd have him in Florida Championship. He'd be everywhere. They'd have him in Portland or wrestling. They'd have him in Hawaii wrestling. They'd have him as an attraction. You know what I mean? Because he would just have to do like maybe a year on TV one place, and then they send him to the other spot. This is before the whole cable influx. I wish they do more of my boy Pete Dunne, aka Butch, because I was always a Pete Dunne fan. Like I was watching him before he got in. I remember watching him on Progress, and I love the whole bruiserweight deal. I like that he doesn't smile. I like that he just comes out for a fight. I remember he was like teamed up with Mustache Mountain, which was Tyler. I forget his name, but he's still there. Tyler and the other guy. I wish I remembered. But they was a cool crew because the other two are more fun loving, and they even though they cuss people out and talk crazy, you just see Pete Dunne didn't say nothing, just with a straight face and his trench coat on. Oh no, Ricochet, He's got his bones forever to me. Like, yeah, that's the first guy I seen do a double moonsault. But he was also cool as Prince Puma when he was in Lucha Underground. Like, it's all about how you book the attractions. That's always the important part. I remember when he was Punishment Martinez. Thought this just for you. No context. Yep. But I remember him in ROH as Punishment Martinez. That's how I remember him. And he was cool there, you know. Funny thing is, he's the same age as LA Knight, so I don't want to hear about too old because Punishment Martinez and LA Knight are the same age. If they can still go, they can still go. But Top, I got to tell you this: he's not a great actor because he can't be intimidating when R-Truth is around. When R-Truth is there, you just see him cracking up every time. But his defense, he made Brock Lesnar crack up. And R-Truth said, he's like, Paul Heyman told me to do that. He's like, I bet you can't. He's like, because Paul Heyman said, we got to run and bet in the gorilla position that you can't crack Brock Lesnar. And so R-Truth did that. And there's video of it. Or like Brock Lesnar just starts busting up. He wasn't the beast at that time. Kind of weird that the godfather of his kids ain't there no more, though. Shelton Benjamin. Because, yeah, people don't know that. But, yeah, Shelton trained Brock, as an amateur back in the day. Which is funny because I always hear that Shelton is hilarious behind in the back in the locker room, but up there, he's just as good as the wrestler as he is. He's just not a mic guy. All right, you know what? I'm gonna do 9 more minutes because I'm having fun with y'all. Even though I put up the link for y'all to come up here, but y'all didn't catch the link, so whatever. It's only 8 minutes left, so ain't no need for me to even bother to hit that. Oh yeah, you know who treated him right? Jim Cornette. If you ever get a chance, look at the ROH matches between the world's greatest tag team, which is him and Charlie Haas, versus the Briscoes. They had clinics, legendary matches. Just like with Chris Hero and Cesaro when they were called the Kings of Wrestling, and it was them versus the Briscoes. Because the Briscoes, to me, is one of the best tag teams that never was in the WWE. But if you ever get a chance, the Briscoes were just amazing. Mark and Jay, because they were real. You felt them. Like that wasn't characters they were playing. That's really them. Two chicken farmers from Delaware. But check out those old matches. Like, come on, they had a top tier set of matches in 2023 with against FTR. Those were top tier matches that they had. Because you believed them. There wasn't nothing that felt fake. You felt like, man, these dudes look like they'll really fight you. They didn't look like that they could beat you up. It looked like they're going to come and fight you. And they're going to do it dirty, too, because they don't care about looking good. They're going to just beat the hell out of you. That's what I appreciated. Because Jim Cornette said it best. I keep quoting Jim, but he said, if a match looks absolutely perfect, that's the problem. If it's all too clean and everything looks too easy, then you don't have a wrestling match. It's supposed to look like you're having a fight. Like you should be struggling to get these moves off. If you get a chance, check out the old Briscoe Brothers promos. They had some good ones. Like there's one that they talked about MMA. He's like, yeah, MMA, I see you with the pretty moves and your arm bars and your cross faces and all that. He's like, that's good. And, you might square up at me. And while you're squaring up, my brother going to hit you in the head with a beer bottle. We just going to whoop your ass. Jeff Hardy is like, it's the saddest story because there's no reason for it. He did it to himself. The industry didn't screw him. He screwed himself in every turn. It's a good thing Matt handled the financials. That's why they're not broke. Like, say what you want about Matt Hardy. He handled all the financial stuff. Like, he was the money guy and Jeff was the attraction. Plus, Matt is very creative. I loved all of Matt Hardy's craziness. Brother Nero, all of that. He knew how to put on spectacles and whatnot with what he had. Because that is the art of wrestling. Wrestling ain't about getting off your best moves and stuff. Wrestling is about making it look like you're trying to kill your opponent without hurting them. That's why Bret Hart is one of the best. And as much of a jerk as Shawn Michaels, well, as much of a jerk as he used to be, I don't want to disparage the guy. Shawn Michaels is easily one of the top wrestlers of all time. That's not even an opinion. That's just a fact. Or as my boy Sean Ricker, aka LA Knight, used to say, that's just a fact of life. Yeah. Oh, Bo Dallas. Don't get me started. Bo Dallas, did you ever watch him at NXT? Like before they moved him up to the main roster? Bo Dallas was the guy. He knew how to get you to cheer for him and boo him. That Bo leave was just beautiful. Because he had that delusional down. Right down to his last day. My only problem was that I felt like when they was, tooling the Wyatt family up, Bo Dallas should have been a member. And they should have brought in, what was his name? The one that used to play Miz's stunt double. He should have been a part of the group as like a cult follower. Like that, thought that would have worked. That's it. Aaron Stevens, or as you guys know him as Damien Sandow. Damien Sandow should have been like a follower of the Wyatt family, like not part of it, but a follower. I think that would have been sick. And Bo Dallas being, so attached to his brother, like, an acolyte. I just thought that would have worked. They could have worked that angle out a lot better. Because Damien Sandow was good, but the problem is that at the time, in the WWE, you weren't supposed to get over on your own. They don't like you being able to connect with the crowd without their input. And I get why, because when The Rock and Steve Austin was able to just leave, that killed the attraction. They try to make sure that WWE is the attraction as opposed to an individual wrestler. That's the tricky part of it. But Damien Sandow would have been a great addition. What up, Sunfish? Why are you guys killing me here? I said 1 hour. I'm almost at 2. You guys keep making me a liar. Keep talking about stuff that I actually have some input on. It's all opinions, though. None of it's fact. I'm not an entertaining guy, dude. I don't know how you guys keep coming up in here talking to me. I just talk a bunch of crazy mess and look at the moon. That's all my shorts are comprised of. Generation X. You know what? It depends. I mean, say what you want. They had some great theme music. But I'll be real, I wasn't into them as big as everybody else was. But that's not hate. I just wasn't as into them. But I can't deny their impact either. Like, I love the Road Dogg. I love X Pac. I'll always have love for him because, contrary to all of his problems, even though yeah he's had a bunch of them, like, dude was always a respectful guy in the ring. Like, he was always respectful. From what I heard, I don't hear many people say bad stuff about X Pac outside of the fans' view of X Pac. Sean Waltman, the 1-2-3 Kid, 6. Yeah, I do know my stuff. But also, this ain't a channel where I try to come and bash stuff. When I say I'm not a fan, that's not a bashing. That just means I wasn't into it. I love their music, though. Even though I swore up and down it sounded like Rage Against the Machine, even though it wasn't. And sadly enough, the singer of the DX theme songs passed away. Ah, you missed the discussion on the Hardy Boys. Me and Top had a good discussion about that. Oh, Paul Smackage. No, there was a. Sorry, I was quoting the Edge and Christian podcast of Awesome. They used to have a podcast before they got re-signed and all that. And Christian's character was called Paul Smackage, master of the small package finisher. And somebody made theme songs for him. And Edge had a guy named Flip. His finishing move was a sunset flip. Paul Smackage was real intense. He just came out with his jacket and he swam across all the way to Japan to go take on the NGPW wrestlers. And apparently an octopus tried to get him, but he put him in a small package. And then the octopus didn't know what to do. One Night in China, huh? No, I'm not going to sit up here and discuss that. Did I see it? Yeah. China was also in the alternate version of the Avengers movie. That's as far as I'm going to go with that. Y'all can't get me up on here talking that kind of crazy. That's some backstage type talk. Nice try, though. I commend you all for trying to ruin this reasonable stream I'll be having here. I'm not even going to highlight that last message, Top. I'm just going to let that one slide right by. If you're going to slide, then let me see you slide then. Let me see the kind of shots you fired in. I hate keeping it clean. If I were to just curse on here, I'd be mad. But I just don't curse on here a lot because every time I start to talk the way I want to talk, or one of my shorts, one of the kids that I used to know is like, "Hey man, I ain't seen your stream or none of that in a while, man. Hope you're doing good." And I'm like, "Oh, thank God they didn't see that." Hey, what's up? Hey, like I said, when I first started this, it was a lot of youngsters. I'm glad that they moved on and their attention spans weren't here. Because that's what kids are supposed to do. It's like my daughter. One minute I'm great and cool, the next minute I'm not. And I appreciate that. That way I can go back to being my own crazy self. Ah, yes, yes. Scott Hall, Reza Ramon. Yeah, I did a tribute to him. I did that. I felt weird doing that because I don't like doing that because it feels like I'm just chasing views. So that's why I probably took that down. But yeah, I definitely mentioned Scott Hall. I remember when he had Walter Payton having his back. That was fun. Anyways, I'm about to get the heck out of here because I've been on here way longer. I said trying for an hour. I've been on here for 2. So I'm going to say much love to everybody. Hope everybody have a good night. Go check out some other people. There's some good content. Go watch your TV. Go do whatever it is you do because I'm not a content creator. I'm just some dude who talks too much. Much love.